Welcome back to the Spearhead cast, everyone. We got an Eastern Front for you. Excuse me. An Eastern Front battle for you all. Apologies. Let's go through the players. For the Axis, we have Valhalla as Fallschirmjäger Division for the Wehrmacht. And we have Mudu as the Soviets, obviously. No commander choice yet. So this one is played on Bryansk Forest Tournament Edition, I believe it's called. But yeah, we have the Luftwaffe fighting against the Germans. No, the Luftwaffe fighting against the Soviets. Here at an old lumber yard somewhere in Russia. This is gonna be interesting. We need to see what happens with this. Ah, we also see Volksgrenadiers. And the cool thing about Volksgrenadiers that I noticed if you play as Luftwaffe is they get access to the MG34. Like normally Volksgrenadiers don't get access to the MGs. So that's cool to see. Fallschirmjäger Pioneers though can also be armed with the MG15, which is essentially a machine gun you'd arm on an airplane, which makes sense, I guess. Okay, still no commander choice for the Soviet. But I think these Fallschirm Pioneers and... I don't think these Volksgrenadiers might hold this position for that long. Who's to say? Your Pioneers trying to move northwards, but not capping the point yet. We also have some Grenadiers coming in. More conscripts coming onto the field here.
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
And more conscripts coming onto the field. Oh, we have a good firefight here going on already, quite early. Excuse me, just grab something to drink here. Oh, we have an MG coming out. MG42, oh god, that's quickly. I think the conscripts might be in trouble here, being pinned in between the Fallschirm Pioneers and the Grenadier squad. But there's another conscript coming up here. Yeah, good choice retreating with them after getting flanked there. You don't want to be at close range against conscripts because they seem to do better up close. Probably because their officer has the PPSH. Also because they have one extra man. And one extra man can mean a lot. We also have a Maxim coming out for the Soviets. Oh, and a medical tent is being prepared already. Nice to see. Now, I've never seen this map before, but it's a cool looking one. I like the two train tracks going through. I like this little loading bay with the lumber. That's really cool to see. The Grenadiers and Volksgrenadiers working together. We have some Pioneers at the top here, being very cheeky and sneaky. Oh, that's the MT-42 I can hear. Yeah, set up here. Oh, he's doing attack ground with it. Very cheeky. But a Maxim is arriving for the Soviets here, alongside the squad to defend it. So I got behind the sandbags, but I think the MG42 here might make them want to reconsider that. Ah, we also have some Jägers coming in. Yeah, so these guys are essentially also unique you can get for the Fallschirmjägers. That are essentially, they're volunteer Luftwaffe troops, but they're not Fallschirmjägers. So they're an intriguing little unit. They're actually ones you are supposed to use instead of Grenadiers and Volksgrenadiers, I think, if you go Luftwaffe. They're both based around assaulting though, because they're armored Gewehr 43s, which is a cool little thing. Was being armored Panzerfausts immediately. Cool to see. Oh, we also have an officer arriving, so he did pick a commander. He went for tank. Ooh, Soviet tank. Against Fallschirmjäger. That is gonna be interesting when the Soviets can roll out the heavy stuff. We need to see what the Fallschirmjägers do at that time. The Fallschirm Pioneers are keeping the Soviets at bay.
is taking our
Oh,
territory.
milk jugs. Ooh. And more conscripts coming out. Of course, that's what these Jaegers gonna be armed with, everything. Because they're good for assaulting. So one can arm them with MP40s. What if you a grenade? Nice, but it didn't do much. Still, the conscripts are standing out in the open against semi-automatic weapons. Which is what makes these guys really cool, because normally Germans don't get a lot of units with just entirely semi-auto weapons. We have a truck? Huh. You can throw a grenade out of the truck, I did not know that. Also tank hunter coming in.
Fresh guards troops are standing by. Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
Tank hunters here, armed with their PTRS, I think? Yeah, PTRS. Yeah, the problem with this truck is it has no gun. But I like the fact he throws a grenade out of it. That's cool. Oh, Maxim's pointing the wrong way. Good, the Volscroniers noticed and are running. MT-42 in ambush position down here waiting. Whatever squads head down south is going to be in for a nasty surprise. We have a stabs. No, we have a Luftwaffe officer on the field. Let's see how that'll do for them. I get a feeling whatever comes down here is going to be in for a surprise. He's probably going to wait until he sees a valuable target. Oh yeah, he went for the conscripts first. But then he switches straight to the machine gun. Good. Yeah, artillery being called in on it. PTS here to try and stop the scout car. Machine gun had to run.
Soldiers' patriotic zeal to increase combat effectiveness. Guard rifle infantry squads. The enemy is taking what we have secured.
Oh, rifle grade. Trying to hit the officer. I love the fact he drives up and throws a grenade with the truck. That's such a cool little idea. T-60. Oh, so we're gonna get a small tank with an autocannon. Very good for countering stuff like the 221 and 222. Oh, this Luftwaffe officer might be in trouble. But the Jaegers are pushing up here with their Gewehr 43s. Oh, flak artillery. Yeah, very nice. These Jaegers should do pretty good, actually. Those semi-auto weapons can change the tides very early on. But now the Saps have been armed with Thompsons, Lend-Lease Thompsons, which you get access to if you're playing as tank division for the Soviets. Now this T-60 has to be careful wherever it moves.
The enemy has cut off a sector.
That's hitting the truck. The cannon's not very accurate. Jäger's trying to come to try and Panzerfaust it.
A peg gun is ready for orders.
The Soviets need to make another move, I think. That's a Molotov. And a well-aimed one at that. There is a 222 here, though. Soviets are slowly pushing northwards thanks to the Jeep and the conscripts alongside it. SIS-3 coming out. Always a good choice. A field gun for the Soviet Union. Looks like the 222 is heading northwards. MT-42 had to run again due to artillery. Guards arriving too. Tank division get access to a lot of the guards, which have very separate roles. He's going for the line infantry version, which is good at holding the line and generally can get armed with MGs and similar.
AT gun is ready for combat.
Not sure what the lieutenant is planning to do. Looks like he's calling in more flak artillery.
Our industry grows to support us.
Grenade coming in, the tank hunters. Oh, and they are dead!
Supply sector under attack.
And the grenadiers have been armed with double scoped STGs. Guards have arrived here. These guys can be armed with double DPM if you want a lot of frontline firepower.
We have lost one of our armored vehicles.
The Soviets are a little bit on the back foot here. Says Free's even going to be in trouble. E60 is prepared though. Pack 40 has arrived for the Luftwaffe. And there goes the T60. One solid shot from the Pack 40 right
We
there.
are suffering vehicle losses.
And there's also a crossfire going on here thanks to the Jaegers. That's really smart.
Now available, Commander.
And the 222 rushes up to cause a large bit of damage. Problem is, these guards do have stolen Panzerfausts, but they need to be close enough to use them. Yeah, supplies coming in for the Soviet Union.
The enemy has taken our supply
But it's,
sector.
yeah, it's not looking good for the Soviets right now. They'll need to pull out something heavier. Panzer F1 kind of be coming in for the Luftwaffe. 222 has to be careful. There is assist free around. Oh, we got out of sight. That 222 is really lucky where it moves. He knows where to use the terrain to block the enemy's vision by the looks of it. Looks like some weapons have been airdropped into the German base for the Luftwaffe to grab. Raketenwerfer and MG42.
We are losing territory.
Most grenadiers are trying to push up to take this point. Not the safest thing to do. .222 being a oh, that was a mine! Oh, there's Sprengminen on this point. You can see the signs. Oh, Fallschirmjägers have arrived as well. And there goes the 222. One solid shot from the Sis. But now the Sis is in trouble because the Fallschirmjägers are present. Now the F1 is arriving as well. The Soviets are taking up for tanks though.
Our infantry can now rush into the enemy.
And that's a Molotov on him. Oh god! But the F1 is present. A stop-nose Panzer IV. Used for infantry support mainly. I think the Soviets are facing troubles here. Wait, arm against the KVA? Huh. I don't remember that the tank division gets the KVA. The Soviets have lost practically all their terrain. Holy shit. They've been backed into a corner here. And they're barely getting any fuel because of that. So the Soviets need to do something to make a comeback. But it looks like the Luftwaffe has the upper hand. Generally, the Luftwaffe is really good in early to mid game. It is late game when the tanks start rolling out that the Luftwaffe division kinda starts to suffer. Mostly because they kinda lack any heavy armor. Like the Panzer F1 is a decent medium tank, but the heaviest tank they'll ever be able to get is like the Panzer IV-H, which can be somewhat limiting. Guards moving out and onwards. The Soviets need to get rid of that F1 though. Oh, he tried to use the anti-infantry grenades on it.
Our territory is falling.
Ah, he was going for T-45 Ace. Now that is quite a weapon. Problem is, there's still a lot of infantry in the field. But the F1 is not going to be able to do anything to the 85 Ace. I think one shot from this thing and it's practically gone. Yeah, that seems like a waste of a heat shell. Not that you should ever use any heat shield on infantry, I think. But there's a Raketenwerfer, and that thing could probably destroy this thing very quickly. But it's just out of range. More flak artillery coming in. Looks like another pack is being called in. The Luftwaffe is going into full-on anti... Oh, that's a mortar, actually. Oh, there's where the pack is coming from. My bad. Looks like the Luftwaffe is going full-on into anti-tank mode here. They want to avoid dealing with that T-34. Oh, I think that might be a problem there. Yeah, that's a 221 gun. Just one big shot from that 85mm gun. MG42 waiting up here for ambush.
New anti-tank gun has arrived. We heard you. Taking machine gun fire.
Putting a heat shell. Again, I don't really think you should use heat shells in infantry, but that's just my opinion. Oh, the 85 is conducting capture territory. I guess it kind of makes sense. Raketenwerfer is a problem. They can get a shot off though. And that's the F1 gun. My pack got a shot on it. But the 85 Ace will certainly ensure that the Soviets have the tank advantage. Although a Panzerstreck the Luftwaffe squad, well, Fallschirmjäger squad, has been prepared here. So it's going for another Maxim. It still looks like the Luftwaffe has this, in my opinion. Smoking the Soviet lines. I think the Soviets could potentially aim for Sutska. This thing can be armored with high explosive shields. That would be really good at chewing through all the infantry. Obviously, there's a lot of AT weaponry around. I need to see what he plans. But the Luftwaffe is definitely dug in across the entire front. Even armored the Jaegers with an MG-15. Yeah, the problem with the Raketenwerfer is it has a really tiny shield, so the people don't really get a lot of cover. Good shot though on the 85 Ace.
We have lost a pack gun.
High explosive shell from the back. That's gonna hit the guards. Didn't do a lot of damage though. Lucky for them. The Soviets just need to keep that 85 operational. That thing is what's keeping them in the fight, I think. Ah, more fuel being airdropped then. Ah, one of them got destroyed because it overlapped. That sucks. The Soviets are definitely not doing too hot though. Like being backed into a corner like this, that's never a good thing. We need to see what the Soviets plan to do. Okay, normal T-34 coming in. It's actually a pretty decent tank, especially against the Luftwaffe, because they don't really get a lot of tanks. If I must be careful. Yeah, that shot plinged.
Brave infantry have made the ultimate sacrifice.
Shot got a penetration on it though. Panzer IV is going to be coming out for the Luftwaffe. And the Soviets are running out of men.
T-34 ready for combat. Combat engineers are standing by.
Looks like a lot of the Luftwaffe troops are being armed with the MG-15.
Yes, comrade.
Now the H could deal with the T-34-76, I think. But not at 85. I think the 85 will just chew straight through the Panzer IV-H. Oh, a Stuk G is coming though. The Stuk is always a good weapon to use, I think. It's an amazing assault gun. Oh, another T-34 coming in. So now the Soviet tanks are slowly going to be arriving on field. And this MT-42 is in a good position. It can cover a lot of ground. The Soviets really want to get rid of that MG though.
Men, on me.
Like if they have ammunition, you can always go for a maintenance bunker. I've actually noticed those things can actually help you a lot in the long run. Especially if you are this close to your base. Double 76s though. Now we have an armored force here for the Soviet Union. Only one AT weapon and a Panzer IV on the southern flank. Flares coming out across the entire front line. Oh, here they come. Yeah, the 85 Ace is just doing its job. I'm surprised the Ace is doing so well. Then again, perhaps I shouldn't be. It's an Ace crew. The Soviets need to capture this point though, too though. So I assume it's what the sappers are going to be doing. He has enough manpower to get more troops though. But the tank supporting the T-3045 Ace is probably doing really well because of it. High explosive shot under shot. Over penetration from the H. Oh, machine gun running up against the guards. That's not good for them. The guards are too accurate. I think the Soviets are making somewhat of a comeback now. But I think the Soviets need more infantry in the field. Probably get some more guards out. Or some Fontoviki. Recruiting that, or repairing that T-34 so they can recruit. Nice. Another assist 3 being called in. More fuel landing back in the base. Don't think those guards are gonna get it out of there, who's to say? They might actually. H is in trouble, it's gonna be inside of it. Oh yeah, that's all it needs. That ace is leading the fight for the Soviet Union. They are heroes of the Soviet Union. That is one good crew. Another Molotov going in. Yeah, the Soviets are an amazing faction at attrition. Like they can come back from a lot of things. Another H is being called in by the Luftwaffe. But I think that hero team in that T-34-85 is just doing so much work right now. Truck with sappers being called in. Bashmigas with a Panzerschreck is present. I think they want to stop the Soviets from reclaiming that one. Oh, good job, the Panzerfaust right there. The ace is in trouble. Now all the anti-tank weapons are coming up. High explosive shot.
We now have access to additional battlefield options.
But I think the sheer amount of tanks is starting to overwhelm the Luftwaffe troops. They really need to reclaim that T-34. I think the H is just going to move in there and destroy it. He might be too busy trying to flank here. Yeah, he uses the anti-infantry preventive measures. Look at what they're called. He should probably take some time to destroy that T-34. Or he might actually be trying to steal it. Get a boy Panzer on the field. Yeah, he's definitely going to try and steal it.
The sector is at risk.
Or not? What the Soviets need, I think, is just more infantry right now. Or he could be going all out and try and go for armored fist and try and get a heavy tank. Oh, not good for the 76 there. Okay, more guards being called in. Yeah, the Raketenwerfer is a pretty damn good anti-tank weapon. Oh, that thing has to pull back for repairs immediately.
We have an isolated sector.
Assault guards coming in. These guards are more equipped for assaulting, as the name implies. Oh, well, not as the name implies, just what their duty is. These guys are indeed just used for assaulting and can be equipped like such. Like flamethrowers, and even a hand mortar.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Oh yeah, they stole the T-34. Problem is, its engine is almost busted. Yeah, so that's not gonna get away.
We are are losing supplies to the enemy.
Oh, the Soviets taking up fully? Is he gonna go for an IS? That is a very risky thing to do. But the Soviets have claimed a lot of ground again. But if they can get an IS, I don't think that the Wehrmacht can do much to stop them. Yeah, the IS might be way too expensive. You might be going for another 85. That MG42 is just proving to be a menace, though. As it should. Oh, that sucks.
A squad of infantry has been killed. Death before retreat.
Fully veteran officer inside the building. Okay, the cover for those Volksgrenadiers is gone. The ace is actually almost fully veteran, which is gonna make it ridiculously good. If they can survive that long. So the Germans are tightening their anti-tank network.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
They really want to corner in the ace team. What are the Soviets gonna aim to do?
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Was ist Raketenwerfer? Oh, I shot the wrong thing. The ace is still around and he's getting a second 85.
Destroyed an anti-tank gun.
It's so interesting to see what happens. You know, the Soviets are still on their back foot, I think. It's just that 85 ace team that's keeping them alive. Oh, and another good shot. Again, proving why they are heroes. ETL for the AT gun, that could work. Yeah, hitting straight on it, but didn't destroy it. Yeah, the 85 should never be underestimated. It's an amazing tank. And some claim it was the Soviet tank that won the war. But I would just say that was the T-34 in general. But I can definitely say the 85 certainly put one of the nails in the coffin. It wiped the smirk of those German tank commanders. To put an 85mm gun on a medium tank like that, that's kind of ridiculous. How the Soviet team pulled that off, I have no idea, but I guess the T-34 chassis is just able to handle the weight.
Ready for combat.
They've had me on 85. It's actually a fully vetted ace team. Oh god. What the Soviets need is more infantry to support these tanks. And with more conscripts coming in. Oh no, I think this 85 might be lost. It did destroy the MG though. Oh, and it seems the Soviets surrender. That's a shame. They have a very good match here going, but I think Muro should probably get more infantry out to support his armor. But very good job with that T-45 ace. Now, those are true heroes of the Soviet Union. But it seems like the Soviets must abandon this Lumbermill and pull back for another push. I'll see you all next one, everyone. Bye-bye.